Let me tell you about the wildest week I ever had as a property owner. A story with so many twists. I still wake up some nights just to make sure it really happened. You ever sip your coffee in the morning and spot something so wrong, so out of place, you think you might still be dreaming? That was me, right at the start. Six boxy white trucks lined up on my private lot, bold as brass. Decals screaming Cotton Ridge HOA Community Development Initiative, like that made trespassing look noble. I stood there, shirt sticking to my back from the Georgia humidity, blinking like maybe the trucks would just disappear if I stared hard enough. Nope, still there. And the drivers? Not a care in the world, smoking, scrolling, acting like my warehouse was just another pit stop on their charity tour. Excuse me, I called, trying to keep it civil. What the hell are you doing on private property? Guy with his boot on the tire barely glanced up. Karen said it was fine. We can unload here. Like I should just recognize her by first name. Karen who? Karen Lambert, HOA president. Well, wasn't that something? I never met her, but I'd tangled with enough HOA folks over the years to know one thing. Give him an inch, they'll take your driveway. I told those drivers plain and simple. This is my warehouse, my concrete pad, my liability, and they were parked illegally. They just shrugged like it was out of their hands. I tried the HOA office voicemail, of course. I left a message so polite it almost hurt, explaining the situation and demanding a call back. Then I waited. Nothing. Couple hours later, in rolls a pearl white Mercedes, and out steps Karen herself, flanked by assistants who looked like they'd never lifted anything heavier than a reusable coffee cup. Kara had that kind of smile you see on people who never get told no. "Oh, hi there," she chirped, like she was popping over to borrow sugar. I crossed my arms. "You parked 6 trucks on private property. No notice. No agreement." She just laughed, all honey and denial. "It's just for a couple days. Delivery contractor messed up, no storage. Figured you weren't using it. So, community spirit. Community spirit. That's HOA speak for we do what we want." I told her those trucks were a liability, an insurance nightmare, a violation of every rule in the book. Karen's smile got thinner. "Let's not be difficult, Joel. This is for the good of the community. I'm sure you wouldn't want to make things complicated." I told her straight. "You've got until sundown. After that, I'm closing the gates. Anything left behind is getting reported and locked down." She left in a huff, assistants scurrying behind her, and I could tell she wasn't used to getting pushback. Sundown rolled around. Truck's still there. No calls. No movement. Just 6 squatters on my property. I finished my half-cold patty melt in the truck and decided, fine, if they wanted a fight, they'd get one. My security system wasn't just some chain on a gay tide, spent years upgrading it to federal contractor specs. Cameras everywhere. Backup generators. Automatic lockdowns. I called the sheriff's office, talked to Deputy Sandlin, who remembered me from a theft case years back. Told him the situation. Unauthorized vehicles. No contract. No permissions. He said he'd swing by. While I waited, I called my go-to moving crew guys who handle confidential cleanouts. No questions asked. Within an hour, we were unloading all 6 trucks into my Bay 12. Every item barcode, photographed, sealed behind a padlocked roll door. No shipping labels, no manifests, just a hodgepodge of office chairs, fake marble countertops, an HOA wellness pavilion, signs like a garage sale for entitled morons. When Deputy Sandlin showed up, I handed him the security footage, entry logs, and a fresh cup of coffee. He watched a couple clips and just shook his head. "Yeah, that's criminal trespass. We'll get a notice out to Cotton Ridge and tow the trucks if nobody claims them." An hour later, tow trucks hauled away the HOA's precious fleet. No one showed, no one apologized. Next morning, my phone rings. Unknown number, but I knew the voice, Karen Lambert, and she was not happy. "You've confiscated HOA property. That's theft." I calmly explained. "No, Karen, it's called secure storage of abandoned property. You want it back. You pay for storage, handling, and security. Commercial rates. She tried to threaten court. I told her I'd already filed the incident. 1 week later, a process server hands me a civil suit from the HOA claims of theft, property damage, willful destruction, $67,000 in damages. I laughed before I finished the first page. My lawyer, Martin, was ex-Marine turned real estate litigator. He loved a good HOA fight. On a scale of 1 to HOA, how crazy is this? He asked. Full HOA, I said. We were in court by Friday. Karen showed up in a beige power suit, flanked by lawyers. Her side claimed I'd violated community trust, seized property without due process, irreparably damaged their development timeline. Martin started his argument with, Your Honor, this is a masterclass in suburban delusion. Then he dropped the receipts, video, gate logs, every documented step I took. Judge asked if Karen had gotten permission before parking those trucks. She said, I thought it was implied. Judge deadpanned, property law doesn't run on implication. Here comes the twist. Karen's lawyer whips out a zoning map from 1994, claiming my warehouse was on HOA land, utility buffer zone, that somehow, for 30 years, no one noticed. Judge gives me 72 hours to prove my title. That night, I tore through every deed, plat, and survey I owned. Called Martin. He got a survey crew out in 24 hours, tough guys, all ex-military, crawling my property with GPS rigs and laser scanners. After a week, the surveyors show me the results. Joel, your warehouse sits entirely outside the HOA boundary. Their map was never officially filed. County records have you clear as day. Turns out, the lot was once earmarked for federal logistics, never part of Cotton Ridge, not by any stretch. In court, Martin handed the judge the survey report. This includes federal and county data, he said. Judge took one look and ruled. Cotton Ridge HOA has no jurisdiction here. Boom injunction lifted, property mine, and the HOA's legal argument vanished. Thought it was over? Not by a long shot. That night, security cams caught 3 guys breaking into warehouse 12-bone with a power tool, 2 more watching the gate. They made it inside, but the whole thing was live-streamed to the sheriff and recorded from 3 angles. Sheriff's deputies showed up, cuffed all 3. One had a work shirt from the HOA's landscaping contractor, one still wore his HOA security tag, and the third, Jerry Lambert, Karen's husband. That's when things got ugly. Texts pulled from Jerry's phone showed Karen herself ordering the break-in. Get her stuff back. Don't let it sit in his storage any longer. You were never there. Clear as day conspiracy, attempted burglary, the works. By the next evening, Karen Lambert was arrested. Her mugshot hit the internet before she even called her lawyer. Local news camped outside my warehouse. Reporters, attorneys, even some HOA watchdog blogs. Suddenly, I was the guy who stood up to the suburban tyrants. With the evidence stacked sky high, the county DA filed charges. Karen's defense? It was all a misunderstanding. The court didn't buy it for a second. My footage, her texts, voice memos, even a half-baked attempt to forge an agreement after the police report every bit of it played in court. The jury came back unanimous, guilty on all counts. 9 years, parole after 5, restitution, and the HOA order to pay every cent I'd lost. And the Faluto, man. The Cotton Ridge board collapsed. 3 members quit in 2 days. The HOA was put under audit, its funds frozen. Karen's name disappeared from every official page, and I filed a personal lawsuit for damages and defamation. Residents started showing up to thank me. Left a 6-pack and a note on my porch. You stood your ground. Respect. The real kicker? The county auctioned off the HOA's confiscated furniture to pay sheriff's costs and legal bills. The warehouse? I leased it to an electrical contractor. No HOA strings attached. Karen, appeal denied. Her name's a warning now on HOA reform forums. Some people called me a hero, But honestly, I just wanted people to stay off my damn lot. I put up a new sign at the gate, private storage zone. Trespassers will be recorded, charged, and exhibited in court. Not available for HOA cooperation ever. Some folks laughed. Some took selfies. I didn't care. This whole mess taught me that if you don't draw a line and hold it, someone else will move it for you and then call it community spirit. So let me ask you, where do you draw your line? Ever tangled with HOA overreach? Ever had someone treat your property like it was their own? Drop your story or your state below. Let's hear about the battles, the wins, and even the ones that left you shaking your head. Property rights, community, power, it's all up for debate, right? I just know one thing. Next time they come knocking, I'm ready. How about you?